Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I am super excited that I'm filming this, that I made it to the year mark. I'm gonna be talking all about my first year, the ins and outs, the behind the scenes, my honest thoughts, and things that like nobody really tells you about starting a YouTube channel. So I kind of wanted to go all in depth with that and share my thoughts. This video is inspired by my girl Brielle Juliet. She is a YouTuber, and a couple months ago she made it to her first year on YouTube, and she made a whole video explaining her thoughts and tips and advice. So if you like these type of videos, then watch hers. I'll put it in the description below. But for today's video, I'm gonna be sharing a lot. So I'm gonna try to organize it as best as I can. I made notes and everything. So if I look down, that's what I'm looking at. Firstly, I wanted to just talk about my background. Before even starting YouTube, when YouTube was just a vision in my mind, I wanted to go a little bit in depth with that. I wanted to talk about my first year, of course, and I wanted to talk about like my growth and like how long it took for me to hit each milestone. And I also wanted to talk about like superlatives, I guess, like my favorite video, my least favorite video, video that took the most time, like all that, and share my thoughts on the actual content that I made, like the things that I would change, the things that I wouldn't change. Then I also wanted to talk about the things I wish I knew and tips, and this is probably going to be like the longest part of the video just because I have so many things. And if you're like me and you wanted to start YouTube for a while and you were like watching all these different types of videos that were explaining what you need to do, how to start a channel and tips and things like that, then this video will be helpful just because there's a lot of things that they don't talk about in these videos that I feel like are equally as important as like, you know, be consistent in the like generic stuff that they always talk about. So I wanted to give you the real tea on making videos, especially as a small YouTuber. And then lastly, I wanted to talk about the goals for my channel. I want to share what I want next year to look like, and yeah. So let's go ahead and just get right into it, and let's talk about my background with YouTube. I actually wanted to make a YouTube for the past 10 years. It took me legit 10 years to have the confidence enough to sit down in front of the camera and say whatever I wanted to say. And honestly, there was a lot of trial and error. There's been a lot of times where I tried. I actually have footage, and I will maybe put a picture or maybe a little clip of me and my sister. We filmed a video that was never posted. I'm gonna like blur her out, but we filmed a whole sister tag, and this was I think in 2014 when we did it. So I'll just go ahead and insert that here.
We're doing the sister tag. Question number 1. How old are you both? I'm 17. Wait, I think we answer like simple. Oh, I answer you and no, I answer no. Okay, I'm 17. I'm 14. Describe each other in one word.
I don't want to hear nothing about how I look. I had a baby face and she was chunky, so I don't want to hear it. I don't. But that's just the first video. I'm pretty sure it was the first video that we filmed, or that I at least attempted to have a YouTube channel on. And then I had like an iPad where I would try to use and make like different types of videos, but I was like very adamant in not showing my face. Like I just didn't feel comfortable enough in myself that I wanted to actually show my face. It was different when it was with my sister, but like just being in front of a camera alone, I was kind of like, maybe I can find a way to like show an aesthetic version of my life that didn't exist. It just failed. Like I just never had the courage to actually post it. I don't even know what I would even talk about. I love watching like those old school videos where it was like overly saturated. Like I love those videos so much, but I was just too scared to do it. My sister actually started a channel before I did, and I helped her a lot with that, and that was kind of like me living vicariously through that. I always knew I wanted to start, but your girl just didn't. Honestly though, I have like no regrets, because like I said, I did not feel comfortable enough in my own skin, and I feel like I would have said stuff that I would regret. Like I didn't even know myself, so like I didn't even feel like I could even talk about other things if I wasn't even comfortable and confident in who I was. So that's just a little bit of background. It took me 10 years, and I finally started my channel December 29th, 2021. That brings us over to my first year on YouTube. So like I said, I posted my first video December 29th, 2021. I actually made my channel weeks before that. It just took me so long to actually like post it because I was so nervous and I didn't know if it was a good enough video. Like I felt like I needed to hold on to the video for as long as I could before I could post it. And so I finally did, and I remember it was like a very impulsive thing. I was like, yo, I cannot wait till 2022 to post my first video. I have like 2 days left in 2021, so let me just click it. And I clicked it, and I felt pretty good. Like, I honestly feel like posting it was what gave me the confidence to continue to make videos. And like I said, back in the day, I did not feel comfortable showing my face alone. So the first video, I didn't even show my face at all. It was best language learning apps and resources, free apps and resources video, and I thought it would do pretty well. Like, I knew that that was something that people look up a lot, something that I looked up a lot, so I was like, let me just have my own set of apps and resources that I like to use for learning a new language. So I posted it. I didn't show my face. There was no need to show my face. Like I said, it gave me the confidence to continue posting. In the beginning, I was not very consistent. I just wanted to make sure I was making videos. So there were some months I posted like 3 times a month. There were some times I posted 1 time a month. It was very sporadic, my posting schedule. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you my growth. So like I said, my first video was December 29th, 2021, and I had 0 subscribers. And then it took until July 22nd, 2022 to hit my first 50 subscribers. And then November 10th, I hit 100 subscribers. Then December 1st, I hit 150 subscribers. And then December 19th, I hit 200 subscribers. And right now, it's December 26th, and I have 223 subscribers. So honestly, when I look at that, I'm not mad or surprised at all. I'm actually pretty grateful, just because to have 223 in subscribers, and I haven't been posting very consistently, and like my content has been not really all over the place, but like definitely rough in the beginning and not knowing exactly what I want to post, which is very normal. I'm very grateful that I have 223. And also, if you look at the gaps, I have my whole list in intervals of 50. It took me 8 months to hit my first 50 subscribers. Then it took 4 months to hit my next 50 subscribers. Then it took less than a month, maybe like 20 days to hit my next 50 subscribers, and then another 18 days to hit my other 50 subscribers. So like the gap is getting smaller and smaller, which I'm really happy about, and it's really exciting to see. Something that I feel like is important is that, like, if I'm comparing my channel to another channel, then if I look at these numbers, then I wouldn't be happy. But if I'm comparing my channel to my channel, then you'll see that there is growth. My intervals to get my next set of 50 subscribers are shrinking, and that means that I'm just being more consistent. I'm putting out better videos, and I'm happy. So I wanted to talk about my superlatives, I'm pretty sure that's what they're called, and talk about like the actual videos and give you what I think about them. So my least favorite video that I posted was the Valentine's Day gift ideas video. I think that was like my 5th or 6th video I posted, and I remember I had my first 5 videos planned out, and I knew what I wanted to post, but then my next video I was like, I have no idea what I want to even post. So I was kind of one of those things where I was like, okay, Valentine's Day is coming up, maybe it will be like ranked high in search, so let me post it. And I'm not very confident in that video. I don't really love it. It's my least favorite just because there's no connection to it. You don't see my personality at all. It's not something I'm passionate about. So that's probably my least favorite video that I made this year. Then the video that I feel like deserves more love is my Let's Talk About Boundaries video. I remember being like very passionate about that topic, and not very many people watched it, which is like, okay, but I felt like it's a pretty good video to watch. I think also the romanticizing your life video is also pretty good, and I feel like it deserves a little bit more love. So if you're looking for a video, like a little hidden gem, then those 2 videos. I remember in one of them I made like cute little animations. I was trying to like experiment with editing, so those 2 videos I think deserve some love. Video that took the most time, I'm just gonna say the best free language learning apps and resources, just because it's, I think, my shortest video. It's like 5 minutes, but it took the most time just because it was my first video. I was done editing it pretty early on, but like I kept revising and watching it over and over again just to make sure it's so perfect, or as perfect as it can get for a first-time YouTuber, my first video. So I would say that was the one that took the most time. My favorite thumbnail. So this one was kind of hard because I feel like I have been doing pretty well with my thumbnails recently, which I'm pretty excited about. If you look at the beginning of my channel, and probably all channels ever, you'll see that there's a difference from the first few videos versus the last few videos. And I feel like I'm starting to get my groove with making thumbnails. So this was kind of hard, but I think my favorite is the Disney vlog. I feel like that was pretty cute. Also the December monthly favorites. I just thought it was like simple and bright. Also the rating book talk books video, I think I really like, but I feel like they're all pretty like similar. They all go together. So I really like those thumbnails. And I guess I'm kind of cheating by not just picking one, but it's my channel, so I'll do what I want. Then lastly, my favorite video. I have a lot of favorite videos for different reasons, but I just have to go with my best free language learning resources video, just because that was the one that gave me the confidence. That was like, oh, I'm brave enough to actually post my first video. So I can't say that's my favorite video based on like the content and that I was as good of an editor as I am now, and like the thumbnail was pretty weak still at the time. But I'm just like, it's very sentimental to me just because it's my first ever video. And surprisingly, it's also my best video in terms of views and subscribers gained on my channel. And it's so weird, and something to also keep in mind with YouTube is that your growth can be very sporadic. I'll try to put a chart up so you can see a little bit of those analytics, but like that video I posted December 29th, and it was like not blowing up at all. It was getting like tens of views. One time, I don't know if it was like what month it was, it just spiked, and it's still spiking to this day, and I'm getting a lot of traffic from that video still, and it's not the video that I would expect to be popping off right now, but it's the one that is. So I'm very pleased, and it's like, if I could pick which one I would like to be popping off right now, it would be that one, because then it's very motivating to past me overthinking if it's good enough or not. But right now it's at like 8.8 thousand views, and she's killing it. So next, I wanted to talk about the things that I would change and things I wouldn't change. And the one thing that I would change would be to spend more time planning out videos and when to film them, because once I finished like my first 5 videos that I knew I wanted to post, I was kind of like very confused on what kind of videos I wanted to post, what videos I wanted to talk about. That was kind of challenging, and when I did figure out what video I wanted, I felt like I was struggling to find time to film it. And also I wasn't really outlining my videos, so I didn't know like what I wanted to say, the direction I wanted to go to, the whole point of the video. Like I might have a topic in mind, I'll be like, okay, I'll sit down and talk about this topic, but I didn't have an outline and I didn't know I was gonna film. So when that would happen and I'll be like, oh, I can finally film right now, I would just be sitting in front of the camera like I didn't know like what to do and what to say. And like there was so many times where I felt so frustrated because I was like, why can I not speak? What am I trying to talk about? So now I definitely plan out my videos. I have a lot of videos planned ahead. I have a calendar on Notion so I can plan when I was gonna film them, when I can edit them, when I can post them. And I always can look ahead and know, okay, what kind of videos do I want to film and when? And I felt like that was the biggest reason why I couldn't be consistent, just because I was like, I have no idea where I'm going with this. In terms of things that I wouldn't change, I really wouldn't change anything else. I can't really look very much into my past videos because I cringe a little bit, and I'm like, I would do this differently, I would edit it differently, but like I don't want to delete them just because I am a better editor or anything now. I feel like it's kind of a rite of passage of YouTube to have videos that are kind of cringe, kind of videos that you would edit differently and do differently. But like I am more impressed, like I guess, with those videos than I am with these ones, just because I wasn't even 100% comfortable. And maybe even now I'm not even 100% comfortable, but I'm way more comfortable than I was a year ago posting videos. And so when I look at them, I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Like I'm so proud of myself. And even though I wouldn't watch the videos now, or I'm not super in love with the videos now, I'm like super in love with the person that did that. So I'm very happy. I wouldn't really change anything about my channel. Yeah, I was very inconsistent, but honestly, that wasn't my biggest hurdle I was trying to get through. I was just trying to be brave enough to post. So I have really no regrets with that. Things I wish I knew plus tips about starting a YouTube channel. All right, so the first thing that I feel like you should do right off the bat that I wish I did sooner is to document my why. And so I have 3 questions that I ended up writing and filling out for myself in July. So that was 8 months after starting my channel. But since then, it really helped me always have clarity of what I want my channel to be. So in order to document your why, I feel like you should ask yourself these 3 questions and write them down. They are, why do I want to start a YouTube? What are my goals? And how can I accomplish my goals? I feel like when we want to start a YouTube channel, we can have a vague idea like, oh, I want to share what I want to share. I want to monetize my videos. Like whatever your reason is, we already know that's in our mind, but I feel like it's more impactful to actually write it down because sometimes things can change. And I feel like if things do change, you need to be able to go back somewhere and pivot. If you're just doing things without a purpose or with a vague idea and not having specifics, it takes the purpose out of it. And I feel like you don't want to waste your time. And if you cannot articulate any of these questions, or if you cannot articulate why you want to start YouTube, then it might be hard to continue. Because if you don't have a strong why, when you get 0 views, you might just quit. So if your why is strong enough, it won't matter if you're spending hours editing and still getting 5 views. That's the first thing I feel like you should do. Something I also did not realize is how hard it can be to make thumbnails. I feel like I'm just now starting to get into my thumbnail groove. Before, I would see all these really cute, intricate thumbnails, and like, I'm a pretty artsy girl, but like, I've never done like digital things like this before. At least intricate enough for like thumbnails. And like, thumbnails are super important. Before they even read your title, they're looking at your thumbnail. Like, you need something that will draw people in. That's literally the key. So I struggled a little bit in the beginning. You can tell by my first few videos, like, they're a lot different than now. But try to practice as much as you can creating thumbnails, get inspiration from other people, watch tutorials, and try to see how you can make thumbnails that you like. I would see the most intricate like thumbnails and I would be like, how do they do that? And I was like, I needed to simple it down. Like, I really needed to strip all this extra stuff and just start with the basics, learn the basics, so then I can do the fun stuff. And I didn't want it to look whack, because I've seen some thumbnails where I can understand the vibe they're trying to go for, but it wasn't quite there yet. And I didn't want to shoot for something that I couldn't achieve. And that made me frustrated. So I had to be like, let me just stop trying to make the most intricate thumbnail and just try to make a thumbnail that works. All right, this one is super duper uber important. This was the first purchase I made for my YouTube, and I feel like it should probably be your first purchase in terms of equipment, and that is a hard drive. I ran out of space quicker than I would have imagined. Like, you do not realize how quickly it can be for your phone or your laptop or whatever you're shooting on to run out of space. And that's the most frustrating thing when you make videos and you want to post it, you have everything right, but your computer isn't cooperating because you don't have enough space. Especially if you're working on multiple videos at one time, it can be hard when your thing keeps crashing because it says you ran out of space. I don't remember the name of this hard drive, but I will link it below. I got it from Target. I used birthday gift card money to pay for it. They can be pretty expensive. This is a 2 terabyte one, which can hold quite a lot. So try to get at least a terabyte, I would say, because it can save you a lot. If you're thinking about buying anything and you're actually consistent, people have different recommendations. But for me personally, I think you should get a hard drive. You can film videos without a camera, without a microphone, without all these things. You can literally just use your phone and it can be fine. But you can't post them if you can't store them and edit them. So get a hard drive. That's my recommendation. The next one. This one was something that I was like, what is wrong with me? I will always be an advocate for this because I wasn't before. And that is watch and subscribe to smaller channels. I did not, and I feel stupid for admitting this, but girl, I did not watch a single small YouTuber, anyone under 100,000 subscribers, before I started my own. I remember like thinking like, okay, well, why aren't people subscribing to me? And then I realized like, I don't even subscribe to smaller YouTubers. I don't even watch smaller YouTubers. I feel like subconsciously I was kind of equating quality with subscriber numbers. And that's like really messed up. I was thinking like, how can I expect people to want to subscribe to me, a small YouTuber with 0 subscribers, if I'm not even doing the same? And like, I'm not saying to subscribe to channels that you don't like, but don't push smaller YouTubers to the side. Like, I have so many small YouTubers now under 1,000 subscribers that I personally really like to watch, and I would not have if I didn't start my own YouTube channel. And honestly, I feel like it's fun. Like, I love watching smaller YouTubers just because to me it's like almost like we're in the same boat. Like, we're both small compared to these mega influencers and we're just making videos, and it's cool to like see how like they're doing things. It's almost like finding coworkers in a way, just because like I am the only person besides my sister, but she's like busy being a nurse, so she doesn't have time for YouTube videos. But I'm like the only person that I know of right now that is making YouTube videos, and I just feel like it's really fun to like connect with other people and make friends with other people who are also a small YouTuber and making videos. So I really recommend supporting smaller channels and making friends with them because it's fun, and you guys can talk about YouTube, you can talk about your experiences. Like, nobody will understand what you're doing unless they're also doing it. This one is very, very important, and that is to rewire what it means to have subscribers. I remember my first subscriber, her name is Tina. I don't even know if she's still subscribed to me, but Tina, if you're watching this, hey girl. I remember when I started to get subscribers, I would be so excited. Like, it would take forever to get 1 subscriber. And so when I got 1 subscriber, I would get this high, kind of. I'm pretty sure it's the same like dopamine surge you get when you like are on social media and someone gives you a like. But like, if you get a subscriber or 2, like, you get really excited. But then I remember also feeling very low when I would lose a subscriber. Like, it would be so frustrating to get 2 subscribers and then have 1 unsubscribe, or both of them unsubscribe, or just whatever the case. And it would be so frustrating just because like it almost made me feel like I was 1 step ahead, 2 steps back. So it messed with my emotions. I felt like, not in a dramatic way, but it would just be like very exciting when I got a subscriber, but then also very disappointing when I lost one. So I was kind of like, let me just redefine what it means to have a subscriber, because this is not working out for me. And I kind of was like, okay, I felt like at the time I was measuring getting a subscriber to like, I wouldn't say that I was like minimizing them to just a number, because I was very aware that these were actual people watching my videos, and that's what gave it meaning to me. But I felt like I gave too much power to it. And so I kind of just reframed it as like, okay, if I gain a subscriber or lose a subscriber, it's fine. The whole point of me trying to gain subscribers is for me to find the group of people who relate to me, who want to be a part of my community. And that helped me with like so much. So then if I lost a subscriber, I'm like, that's fine. Like, they're just not meshing with me, and I would rather them leave than stay. I don't want to have people subscribe to me who don't even like me. So I'm like, you know what? Just go. And this is not even in like, oh, I hate you. It's like, I would do the same thing. Like, if I don't like anybody anymore, or I don't like their videos anymore, I'm just gonna subscribe, because the alternative is maybe people leaving you nasty comments, and it's like, okay, we'll leave. So I'm just trying to build a community of people who want to like hang with me and be friends. So if I gain a subscriber, I'm like, hey girl, welcome to the community. But then if you lose, that's fine. Like, I only want people here who want to be here. So that helped me so much whenever I would gain or lose a subscriber. I don't have that weird like disappointment thing that if I lose a subscriber, I'm like feeling like I'm not doing enough or anything. So that helped me. And it also moves on to the next point, which is don't measure your channel growth solely on subscribers or views. If you do that, you will quit YouTube so quickly. I was making videos with no subscribers, no views, and I would still show up. Like, there wasn't a single point that I was making videos where I was like, let me just stop because no one's watching it anyways. And that's the whole reason why I said the first point is to know your why and know your goals and know how to achieve your goals. No one's gonna watch your videos in the beginning. That's just normal. And like, I knew that, and I didn't think that that was gonna be a bad thing. Like, everyone does that. So I didn't want to measure my growth solely on subscribers and views. Of course, that's something that is something you can use to measure, but if you only do that, then you're just going to be very disappointed. So something that I also liked to do was to measure it based on how many videos I'm posting. I cannot post 3 videos in a year and expect to have the amount of subscribers I want. I heard that most people actually start to hone their craft and know what kind of videos that they are like 100% proud of and aren't embarrassed of when they make 80 videos. And right now I'm at 33 videos. I'm posting my girl chat right now. I'm nowhere near 80 videos right now. So I cannot expect to have high numbers if my videos aren't even the highest it can be. Like, I'm literally still growing. So I cannot expect massive growth when I'm still a baby YouTuber. And that's something like I find a lot of peace in. And it's because I'm not chasing subscribers or views. Like, that's not my goal. That's not why I'm making videos. There was never a time where I was like, I need to hit 1 million subscribers. That's why I'm doing this. It's not, because I'm at 223 right now. I'm nowhere near that. So I think that's important to keep in mind, and to not completely ignore subscribers or views, because they are there for a reason. Like, it does say something, but it doesn't say everything. All right. This one is something that I still struggle with sometimes, and it's to beware of the YouTube Studio app. Yo, once you post a video, and I still do this to this day, you'll be refreshing that page so much, wanting to see if you got a subscriber, got more views, got a comment. Like, I would do that so much. Like, I was just so excited, and I was like seeing if anybody commented, and like I wanted to see how it's performing. And like, that's just normal. Like, I don't know a single person who probably wouldn't be refreshing their page when they're so excited about a video they just posted. But I remember it came hand in hand when I was being really happy when I gained a subscriber and really sad when I lost one. It's because I would be refreshing it so much that I would know almost like hour by hour how many subscribers I have. And it just was like too much for me. And to this day, sometimes, like, because I have a video right now that is gaining a lot of traction, like, I'm curious to know like how many more people decided to subscribe. Like, I get overwhelmed very easily. So I literally did this all yesterday. I just didn't look at the app at all. I didn't look at my channel at all. I was like, okay, if someone comments, I'll look at it tomorrow. If someone subscribed, that's great. But it's like, it's not, I almost think of it as like, okay, it's not my business. Like, if someone subscribes or not subscribes. If someone comments, I'll get to it later. And so when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I just stay away from it. You could delete it if you want. I don't feel like I'm that bad where I need to delete it. If I just tell myself I'm not gonna do it, then I'm not gonna do it. But sometimes it comes almost like scrolling on Instagram. You're just trying to refresh your YouTube studio page to see if there's a change. Let me just not get back into the routine of checking like my life depends on it. It's kind of like a nice refresh when you don't check it, because I don't want YouTube to constantly be on my mind. I got other things I gotta do. So try not to get sucked in and be aware of how it can affect you. Another one that I feel like is super important that you should do ASAP is to make boundaries and try to figure out what you're comfortable posting on the internet. We all know the internet is forever, and another reason why I'm so glad I didn't start YouTube 10 years ago was because I know that there would have been things that I would have been embarrassed to put online. I'm sure there's things that I would have shared that I am not comfortable in the slightest to talk about now. And I just feel like that's something that you should think about, and you'll know. There's been so many times where I was filming a video, and as soon as I started talking, I was like, this doesn't feel right and I feel uncomfortable, so I didn't post it. And there's some people online who feel comfortable talking about everything and anything, but that's just not me. I don't feel like I need to share every nitty-gritty thing about my life to feel close to the people who watch my channel. If that's you, great. If that's not you, great. But just try to figure out, who are you and what do you want to post? Because it's gonna be online forever. So yeah. And then the last tip is that you do not have to tell anybody about your YouTube channel. You don't have to post about it. You don't have to share it to the whole world. I remember one of the reasons why I didn't start 10 years ago is because I cared a lot about what people thought, and I didn't want people from high school to know. And if that's you, and if that's the only reason that's holding you back, you don't have to tell anybody. I haven't posted about it to anybody. And the reason for me about doing it isn't because I care or I'm worried about what they think of me. It's mostly because I am not trying to make content for them. Like, I do not want them to be an audience of mine, and if they are and they just so happen to find it, that's great. But like, I am posting videos to make friends with strangers on the internet, not people I went to high school with. So like, my videos aren't really for you. If you find it, great. But I've never felt inclined to post about it and let the whole world know. And I'm not even trying to hide it, like I said. So it wasn't something that was that big of a deal because I'm not in high school anymore. But I can see how it can be if you're seeing them every day and like, you just don't want them to know. So if you don't want people to know about your channel, then don't tell them about your channel. And of course, there could be a time where people find out, but don't feel like you're obligated to tell anybody anything. All right, we made it to the last segment, and that is goals for my channel for the upcoming year. You'll probably be surprised, I do not have many. I literally have 2. And I wanted to read one of those 3 questions I told you to document your why is, what are my goals? And so I wanted to read a small little excerpt of what I wrote. I made this whole thing June 25th, 2022. And what I wrote was, when I visualize where I would like to see my channel in an ideal world, it doesn't come with a specific subscriber number attached to it. In my opinion, there really isn't much difference between 100,000 subscribers versus 1 million subscribers. I don't want to see people as just a number. My ultimate goal is to just have people enjoy what I make and actually make an impact in someone else's life. I really hate the cliche that YouTubers say that they just want to spread positivity, because honestly, that isn't a goal that I have at all. I definitely don't want to spread negativity, but not everything that is important to talk about is a positive thing. I don't necessarily want to be serious all the time, and I want to incorporate humor in my videos, but I want there to be something of value to come out of this channel. I just want to be my funny self, have great conversation, create in a way that brings me joy, and connect to people in a way where they feel seen. At the time of writing this, June 25th, 2022, I haven't been doing YouTube for very long, and it's hard to have a clear picture on what I want all my goals to be and where I want this channel to go. But I feel like I will have a better answer the more I continue. So that holds true like 6 months after I wrote it. That's my goal for my channel, and I think it will continue to be my goal for the foreseeable future. I don't have a number, I don't have a subscriber amount. I'm just really happy where I am now and really grateful for where I am now. So I can't really say I have anything I would like to change in terms of my goals, but I do have another goal besides what I wrote. It's just to create a sustainable workflow. I'm getting there. I have my whole Notion page set up. I've had it set up for the past year. I've always used Notion for my channel, but it's just planning ahead. And I'm continuing to plan ahead, and I just don't want to fall off. So that's the only tangible goal I think I have, is just to create a sustainable workflow and yeah, stick to it. But I think that's everything for this video. I'm super happy with how this year turned out. I'm very proud of myself for this year and for actually starting my YouTube channel. I'm very glad that I started at the end of the year because it's a nice way to like wrap up the year and tie a bow on it. If you guys are looking to start a YouTube channel, just start. It's a feeling I can't really describe or compare it to anything else I've ever done. To be able to talk to strangers and make videos and edit, like I love the whole process of making videos, and if you are a creative person, I highly recommend it. But yeah, leave a comment down below what was your favorite video of mine this year, what kind of videos you want me to make next year. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe to my channel so we can continue to be best friends, and other than that, I will see you guys probably next year. So bye.